Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to start the reassembly on the Relic guitar. What I'll be touching on today will be reinstalling these ferrules into the back here, and I'll be putting on the bridge with the pickup and the control plate, and I'll put the neck pickup and the pick guard on once the pick guard selection has been finalized. So if you haven't seen part 6 of this series, I would suggest take a quick look at that. It's a short video. It's about 7 or 8 minutes long. And all it is just I've chosen 2 pick guards to use on this project. And just put a little vote out there to see which one of the viewers, which one they prefer. So once that is finalized, then we'll finish the installation project and get that pick guard on. But for right now, I think we'll start in the back here with the ferrules. Just I did one off camera here. I just tapped it in just to see how it would go in. It's gone in fine. Before I had wet sanded the back of the body here, I had filled these little gaps or these little holes with some CA glue just to prevent the water from the wet sanding from getting in underneath the paint and stuff and causing the wood to swell. So when we're putting these ferrules back in, they're going to be a little tighter than they were initially, just because that hole is slightly smaller now because of that CA glue. So we're just going to, gently fit it in with my hand, and then I'll just take my my fretting hammer here and I'll just gently tap them in until they're flush with the body. So I've already got the first one in here. It's almost done. I just need to level it up a bit, and I'll repeat this process for the remaining 5. And I've also filled these little exposed areas here, these 3, with a little more CA glue. Just to kind of fill them up a little bit, so there's a little more material there for this ferrule to sit flush on the body. And when I had put the CA glue on, I had put a little masking tape, like some painter's tape, around the outside to prevent it from getting on the finish. But I guess I got a little bit on the tape and it must have reacted, and that's what this little white stuff is here. But at this point in the project, I'm pretty certain I'm going to respray this guitar in the fall with a clear coat. So I'm not going to worry too much about this, because when I do that, I got to remove the ferrules again and clean this up and fix it a little bit better. So yeah, that's where we're sitting at now. So at this point, yeah, I want to reassemble it. I want to get it strung up and playable, and I want to see how it looks and sounds. And we'll worry about the clear coat in a couple of months when the weather's a little more cooperative. So let's get started with the ferrules here. I'll just record everything and probably speed it up in the edit, because it's just me hammering. Nothing too exciting. But just go gently, press them in with your fingers as best you can. Try and get them level. And then just gently tap them in. Okay, I've got the ferrules are all in there now. The one for the D string was being a little stubborn, but it's in there. It's nice and flush with the body. So that's what you want to make sure. Just take a look around, make sure everything is sitting on here flush to the body, and that they're all fairly level with each other. So these look okay now. Yep, we're good to go there. So I can already see, just from doing a little bit of work on the back, there's a few little scuffy marks and some finger marks, which I knew was going to happen. Like we touched on this in the wet sanding video. My thinking was that it would kind of add to the look of the guitar. That's just something we're going to have to see what's going to happen over time. But like I said earlier, I'm pretty certain I'm just going to spray this in the fall. Yeah. Anyway, to carry on, flip the guitar over. And I think the next thing we're going to do is put the bridge on. Now, I have never taken the pickup off of here. I did when I did the relicing on here, but it's been sitting in there ever since. So I just want to quickly check the wiring, make sure nothing's come loose while it's been sitting in its tray and moved around, but I think we're good here. Everything looks okay. Yeah, I think we're okay here. Okay. So I'm just going to take a towel, rag, put it on the body here. So I'm going to feed the wire for the pickups through the hole, which leads us into the control cavity over here. Okay. I'll worry about the soldering later. But for right now, I just want to get the pieces back on. So there are 5 screws that hold the plate to the body. Get a couple of those out. I'm just going to loosen the saddles on the D and the G strings just so I can expose that hole for the 5th screw in the plate here. It's a little easier than taking everything off completely. Lots of room to get the screwdriver in there, so no worries there. So I'm just going to snug these up. I'm not going to tighten them up 100% quite yet, because I still need to work the pick guard and stuff in there, but this shouldn't move. These are the mounting holes at the bridge that came with the guitar. I've made no changes to that. The changes were in the pick guard holes. And as you can see, I pointed this out in the other video. Basically, each location for the screw for the pick guard has got 2 holes in it, except for this one over here. That's because those holes don't line up with what came from the factory. This body is an Oscar Schmidt Tele style body, and that is pretty common. Like any pickguard you buy aftermarket, like if you're buying a Fender pickguard for a Fender Strat, you should be fine, but anything else, you're likely going to have to do some modifications to it. Okay, so we got the plate on. Let me just grab a control plate. As far as the control plate goes, I've already done all the soldering and the wiring. I did this a couple years ago when I started this project, so there's not much to show you other than the completed work. Obviously, I still have to connect the pickups and the output jack. I'll do that later. I'm going to probably need to re-skin these wires here as well. So I think for right now, actually, I'm gonna put the output jack in first. This guy here. Okay, I'm just gonna mount this output jack plate to the body, and again, I've Relic this as well. Again, same process as I did on the other pieces. So let me just get my screwdriver out here, and we'll dismount it. Okay. So that is that. Flip this over this way. I'm just wondering if I should, maybe I will solder in that neck pickup now, because I can install that after the fact. I'll just have to leave it inside the cavity there until I get the pick guard selection finalized. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Looks like the ground came off on the pickup here. Show you. You see the ground wire here, the exposed wire with no insulation on it would normally be soldered to this pin here. So I guess that must have broke off. But these things have been, I've been keeping them in the little trays and moving them around and stuff. So they are, potential for them to get knocked loose, as this one has, is, pretty high. So definitely check your components before you start putting everything back together. So I will need to resolder that on there, and I'm going to, yeah, I'm gonna skin all these wires. There we go. Skin all these wires back to expose a little more wire, because I'm gonna need to strip them and tin them and get them ready. So let me get my soldering stuff out, and we'll get started on that. And I'm not going to go too deep into the soldering, because there's really not a lot of soldering in this one. All the stuff on the control plate is done. I just have to connect everything together, fix this little loose ground wire on the neck pickup. So I'm just going to solder that in right now, and then I'll check it, make sure everything's good. I'll zoom in a little bit. I'll film little bits and pieces of this for those that are interested. Might be a little tricky, because I'm going to try and use what I have here. I don't want to make that wire any shorter than it already is, because it's just going to make the soldering process that much more difficult because of the location it's in. Yeah, it's already moving around a bit here. Hold on. I think I'm going to need my helper hand to hold something here for me. Okay, I think we're good there. A little tricky there. Every time I got the soldering iron in close to the magnet, it kept getting sucked to the magnet. So just had to use my helper hand to pull the wire back and hold it in place until the solder cooled. But I think we're good there. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to tin the exposed wires that I've already stripped here. All these ones. There's about 6 of them total. I'm not going to film it. I touch on this in other videos, but because we're not doing a lot of soldering here, I'm not going to go too in depth with the soldering stuff. So I'm just going to tin all that stuff, get it all ready, and then I'll just film myself putting it all together into the cavity there. Okay, I've got all my wires and stuff tinned up, ready to go. I'm not going to get too detailed, like I said before, because there's not really a lot of soldering to do in this particular job. But I thought I'd film it and just speed it up in the edit, just so you can see. And I'll zoom in when I'm done, just to show you the wiring and the soldering and what I've done there. And let's see, so that's the neck pickup. And the final connection will be for the output jack. Just going to go to the middle lug of the volume pot. Well, that should do it for the wiring. What I'll do now is before I snip off the excess tails and shield put a heat shrink on my ground bundle here. I just want to quickly test and make sure I've got a good ground and there's no shorts. And once I do that, I will zoom in a little closer to show you what I've done. So I'm just going to take my multimeter and just check for continuity across different points in the circuit just to make sure we're good to go. I forgot to solder my ground on. Kind of important. Okay, now we'll check for our grounds. Okay, we're good for continuity there. Let me just move the camera so you can see a bit better. Okay, I've plugged the guitar in just to make sure the switch and volume and tone controls are working. Everything seems to be working fine. So all I really have to do now is just trim some of the tails off from the wires. And this little bundle here, you may have recognized this. I've done this in other projects where I take all my grounds and I wrap them together, solder them, and then I put a little piece of heat shrink over top to protect it from shorting out against anything. And then I run one wire to the back of this pot here. So that's my ground to the pot, and all the other grounds connect to this point here. Now, this is just something I do. You don't have to do that. A lot of guys will take this bundle and put everything on the back of the pot. It's basically the same thing. I just find this to be a little neater, and it makes it a little easier to troubleshoot too, I find. But there's nothing wrong with going directly to the back of the pots. Do whatever you prefer, but as long as you take your multimeter and check for continuity, make sure your grounds are all good all across the guitar, you should be fine. Whoops. So that's what I did. I plugged it into the amp. Sounded fine. No significant buzzing or humming anywhere. The switch worked fine. The configuration is correct on the pin out here. This is a Fender three-way switch. These are full-size pots, so they're a little different from the stock stuff. The pickups and everything else are all stock from the Oscar Schmidt guitar. So next thing I'm going to do now is just trim those tails, put the heat shrink on. I'm not going to film it. There's really nothing to see there. And that's about it for wiring. I mean, Telecasters are pretty straightforward. This is pretty standard the wiring configuration here. There are a few different ways you can do it. You can go online and look at different schematics and how to wire up the capacitors and stuff like that. But this is just a standard way to do it. It seems to be fine the way I like to do them anyway. So that should about do it for here.